Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scribo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Taroscopes again. This will be the Taroscopes for the sign of Aries. That would be Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. I think the Aries reading is probably the most apt for just about anybody to watch because Aries is the start of the zodiac, and it's sort of a most archetypically perhaps apt reading. Let's talk a little bit about the astrology before we move into the reading. Astrologically, of course, the sun is in Aries as April starts, and then it shifts into Taurus for you, Aries. That is the defining yourself. You know, you've been defining yourself since we had the sun move into Aries. And then right after that, we had that new moon in Aries. And right after that, we had Pluto move into Aquarius. So right around the time that the sun moved into Aries, there was a big surge, I guess we could say, of energy as Pluto changed signs. So that in its way sort of stimulates the Aries more. And I think you guys have probably been feeling it since then, and will continue to feel it, of course, this new moon in Aries. And we also have a new moon this month in Aries, and it's at the last degree of Aries. So this Aries energy at this time has been sort of a parentheses has been put around it, a new moon and a new moon. And within that Aries energy, of course, we have the Chiron Jupiter conjunction that occurred at the middle degrees of Aries. And a lot of this Chiron and Aries stuff, which of course is brought up as you are in Aries, but brought up for all of us, is a wound around identity. It could be the wounds around war. The question, maybe we need to question, why are we doing what we're doing? What's the point of that? When what we really need to do is work together. We certainly saw that with the earthquake in Syria, Turkey, and how the people who are suffering the most, of course, are the people who were in that area because of war in their countries, and how we're seeing these people suffer, and it's like, why? If we can turn our attention to helping each other instead of hurting each other, which can be a Chiron and Aries realization, we have an opportunity to do some profound healing, and that's true of you, Aries, and it's true of all of us. So, um, what else is going on this month? Mars is in Cancer. Now, Mars is your ruling planet, and it's not that comfortable in Cancer. Mars does like to, Mars is fiery and Cancer is watery. So it is a spiritual initiation of sorts. It's a good time to clean your house. Um, you'll have energy for that, clearing out stuff, going through family stuff. That's also something you could do. And then eventually Mars goes into Leo, which is a little bit more comfortable, another fire sign. There's that. I can dry off a little bit and express itself when the time comes. But in this month, we're going to have Mars in Cancer. So what else? We have, of course, Pluto in Pluto in Aquarius right now, although just in Aquarius. So we're just feeling that. That would be your 11th house, your house of groups, new goals, perhaps, and networks. So this is an opportunity for you to become part of a network, perhaps, or to become a focal point within a network, right? Which is kind of what we all are. We're so like points of light in this net, this matrix. And the more we become self-aware, the more we become aware that of our own agency in these situations, the more we can change the nature of the web of life and create what we, co-create with spirit as we always do anyway. But now we can do it more in a more conscious way, right? So hopefully Chiron and Aries will help us with that, and Pluto in Aquarius. And Saturn is now in Pisces in your 12th house. So this is a time for you to really start to let go, perhaps, of things that have held you back, and start to visualize and formulate what you want your future to look like. Because once Pisces moves into Aries, which is in 2026, I believe, it's actually making a conjunction to Saturn in Aries, just moved in. So we have Neptune. Did I say Saturn? Well, anyway, it's Neptune and it's Saturn, both in the first degree of Aries. So it's connected to this time anyway, because we had the new moon in Aries and all that stuff. And then Aquarius just moving in afterwards. But there's a lot ahead, Aries. So there's a lot of really exciting things to look forward to. All right, let's get started and see what the cards say. Let's see. I think I'm going to use my Illuminated Earth Oracle, which is actually not a tarot deck, so it's a little bit different. And I kind of like it because of that. But let's take a look and see what comes up with this. This is a deck by an artist out of San Francisco, not San Francisco, the other place I love, Seattle. I love a lot of places. I don't feel like San Francisco and Seattle, the only places I love. I love Venice, Italy. I'd like to go back before it sinks completely. Okay. Let's take a look for Aries for the month of April. And of course, with Aries, because it's the first sign of the zodiac, this is a good reading just for anybody, really. Even if most people know what their sun sign is, but they don't always know what their moon or their ascendant is. So you could do your sun sign and you could do the Aries and you get enough information. Okay, let's see. We have the card of release. Releasing from the ghosts of the past, perhaps. Letting go of that which no longer serves you. Letting go of someone, perhaps. Some dream, some idea that just doesn't fit anymore. Maybe an old life that no longer fits anymore. You're being reborn. But before rebirth, we must have release. So you're being asked to let go of some things as we start the month. The challenge is gifts. So this is about recognizing the gifts, your own gifts, and the gifts that people are willing to give you. Aries is a very self-reliant energy. Generally doesn't necessarily ask for help, just sort of goes and does their own thing. Learns about relationship, usually the way Aries learns about everything, running straight into a brick wall. But this is a challenge, is to don't forget to utilize your gifts. Don't forget to say yes when people are offering help. And if your gifts aren't helping you, then I think you need to ask other people for help. So there's that. Let's see what's underneath it all. We have the cosmos. This is telling us that what we're going through now is part of the larger plan of the cosmos. So instead of focusing on that which you're losing, you need to focus on that which is coming into your world. In the past, we have obstacle. I'm glad this is in the past. This is my least favorite card in this deck. But there was a big rock to move. There was a lot of obstacles in your way. Let's see what's in the sky. And the fact that you're releasing something probably is most likely that you're releasing the obstacle that has been in the way, that you haven't been able to overcome or move through or move aside. That is done. You have released it. You are letting go. The cosmos is here to support you as a matrix, and the gifts are being showered. You're being showered with gifts. What's in the sky but source energy herself, itself, his self, our self? You have the support of spirit, the support of spirit. So ask for help if you need help. Let's see the immediate future. You're going to become very intimate with the things that you have been attached to. You have been attached to. You will see them. Are you attached to um, an idea in your head that you'll never succeed, that you don't have what it takes, that you might be too fly by night? You don't take anything seriously. What are those things that sort of go on and on in your head? What are those loops that are telling you things about yourself that perhaps have sort of tied you down and held you down, right? How it's seen from the outside, structure, a structural change, perhaps. People see that you're changing in very profound ways. Your domestic situation, your domestic sitch, as it were. We have the moon. So the moon generally means that domestically there's a little back and forth, there's a little up and down, emotion up and down. You can see that this card has sort of this um this here, I don't know what to call, like a half moon here, like this. That situation. That's about going back and forth, emotions, emotions, emotions. It's not easy to um find a balance point in that, but you can see up here it's balanced. So understanding that your emotions are going to wax and wane this month, that's okay. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be happy and sad in the same day. It's okay. We are moving through our feelings. Remember, the South Node is in Scorpio, and the South Node is the release point. And so it's releasing the pains of the past, the pains of the past. Hopes and fears upheaval. This is sort of like a tower card in the deck, right? We have these lambs here, these sheep, and we have this sort of tornado coming through. This can even be symbolic a little bit of the victimization of the innocents here, or the innocents meet a diabolical end in a way. But this is your fear. This is your fear. So fear of annihilation is a decent fear to have, I think. Well, no fears. We well, I can't say that because sometimes fear is good. Like when you're walking down the street and you think you hear something and you're fearful and you run, and then you realize that yes, there was like a tiger, like, or whatever, a mugger. I mean, it's good. Fear is good, but fear of things that we cannot change, and fear of things that are just in our minds and sort of going over and over again, that of course is not a good fear. Um, but yeah, there's a fear of that, it's a reasonable fear. We live in a nuclear age, for goodness sakes. The outcome, support. If you ask for it, you will get it. This is a time for you to ask for help. Ask each other for help. Ask for help. You will get it. Whether it's from spirit or it's from a person, a family member, somebody that you know, or perhaps you'll get the help from somebody you don't know. A lot of times when we need it the most, we get it, but we don't get it from the expected sources. At least that's what I've experienced. Underneath it all, we have the blocked energy, the renewal, and you are phenomenal. You are phenomenal. So this is the journey of letting go. What's underneath it? is simply the letting go of the obstacles that have held you back. And they're on both sides, they're in the past, they're in the immediate future, and you will get help with them. Okay, so that's what Aries, that's the reading for Aries. Hopefully that resonates, or you find it helpful, or maybe you know another Aries who, or anybody really, who might need to hear that. I'm also going to pull a Starseed Oracle card. This is the deck I'm using this month. I'm going to try to each month just use one Oracle deck so we can get to see the different cards in the deck, unless of course we end up picking the same card over and over again, which sometimes happens. But this is the Starseed Oracle from by Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel. Danielle Noel. I actually had purchased this as a gift for Ona, but because it was the only one there, I was only one that I saw, so I bought it for her. And you there's plastic around the deck, so you can't look at the deck. So I was like, just like, oh man. But and Ona doesn't live around the corner. So it's not like go to her house and say, what do those cards look like, right? So then I went to the bookstore and saw them again and picked them up for myself. And they've been extraordinarily accurate since I've been using them. All right, so let's take a look. What about Aries? What does the Starseed Oracle have to say to Aries? What does the Starseed Oracle say for Aries for the month of April 2023? Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It is not yours to carry. Wow. Isn't it? What was the first card? Release. Weight of the world. Okay, I will read it to you. How do you spell weight? Okay. This is in alphabetical order, but sometimes it's really hard to find it. There we go. So sorry. I don't know why I'm like having such a hard time finding something. Oh, oh, oh my God. It was so hard. It was hard. It was just a little book. I don't know. Don't ask. Oh, maybe I'll put some light on so I can read it to you guys. It says you don't need to carry it all. You're no good to anyone if you're running on empty and bogged down by the weight of the world. This card is a reminder to look after your own well-being before anyone else's, to stop carrying the world's problems on your shoulders, to put on your own oxygen mask first. In these changing times, it's hard not to feel overwhelmed by the state of the planet. However, you can't take on its problems from a place of energetic depletion. This card is thanking you for caring so much. You want to build a better world and ease the road for others, and that's incredible. But the way you've been doing it is likely unsustainable. It isn't to say you should switch off to the world's problems and become unconscious. Rather, it's a call to establish clear boundaries so you are not constantly taken out energetically. The planet needs you to be healthy, both physically and emotionally. So instead of digesting the news, reaching out for your phone as soon as you wake up, or show up first to a nourishing, as soon as you wake up, show up first to a nourishing practice such as meditation, soul inquiry, deep breathing, or exercising in nature. Once you're in a state of grace and your inner well is full, you can face the day and the state of the world and care for others. And at the day's end, take an energetic shower by emptying out anything that is not yours to carry. You can pick it up again the next morning if you so choose. but give yourself time and space to rejuvenate. And your starseed soul inquiry is, what are you carrying that isn't even yours? Good question. Okay, Aries, another month. Have yourself a wonderful month. Like and subscribe if you would like. If you would like to contact me for a reading, there is a link below. You can go to my website, thesiegeoftransformation.com. I am starting a new beginner's astrology class in April, beginning of April. So you can check that out on my events page on my website, thesiegeoftransformation.com. I will put a announcement up on my community page, and I'll mention it more and more as the time gets closer. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I know many of you came to me through Cash Peter saying that he had a good experience with me. I appreciate that. I appreciate Cash. He's a lovely, lovely, loving soul. And I'm honored to know him a little better. All right, guys, take care. Have yourself a lovely, lovely month. And I will see you again next month for the Taroscopes for the sign of Aries in May. Take care, everyone. Namaste.